Okay, so hi, this is Leslie from the Knit Girls, and I have I finished two-plying what I was showing you guys earlier, and as per usual, I have some left. So I always end up spinning thinner on the second bobbin for some reason, so I have a little bit left here, maybe 1/4 of an ounce. But I don't want to just throw it away, I want to do something with it. So what I'm going to show you is how to take this single ply and then turn it into a 2-ply, which then you can ply on your wheel, and you'll have a little wee skein that you can use in case you run out for your main project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the floor. I'm going to take the end, and I'm going to use my ball winder here, and I'm going to wind it on here very carefully because it is a single. So it's not as strong as a lot of yarns.
What do you mean by single?
So this is just 1 ply, and it's just, if you untwist it and pull on it, it could very easily come apart. And I'll actually show you. If I untwist it here, I can pull and it'll come right apart. So all this is fiber with twist put into it. It's not plied yet. Unlike most sock yarns are 3 or 4 ply. Some are 2 ply. So I'm just going to put it on my winder. And that's Laura in the background, spinning away. And I'm going to actually let off my tension a little bit on my Lazy Kate. And I'm just going to wind this on the ball winder here. Shouldn't take very long because I don't have a whole lot left. I think I end up with extra just because as I get a little more intimate with the fiber and I kind of get to know its properties better, I can spin it a little more thin than I start off spinning it. So that's my theory anyway.
You're not dividing, like if it's 100-gram amount of fiber, you're not weighing it typically before
No,
you
I'll
divide
normally
it,
pull it out into
eyeballing
one
it.
long strip and then separate it at the halfway point, but it's not a very scientific method. Alright, so here's my wee little cake. What I'm going to do is I've got the middle here, and then I've got the outside edge here. So I've got 2 individual ends. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off, and when I do that, I'm going to stick my thumb in the middle. And that's going to help it a little bit from getting too kinked on itself. Because it is a single ply, it is still pretty kinked up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this out of the way.
It's got twists going just in one direction.
And I'm going to pull my leader through. You have a very squeaky wheel over there, Laura.
I know, I just mean the bug needs oiled.
Alright, so what I'm going to do... Oh, I have to put a drive band on. That is an important part of this process. And I have to add a little bit of tension. Alright. Ooh, that is making some noise. Alright, it'll be fine.
I found if you pull the thing straight back, it won't rub.
Well, I guess I also need to put my string through here. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to start allowing it to pull from the inside and the outside of the cake. And we're going in the opposite direction of the way that we spun. So I'm going counterclockwise. And as I'm pulling from the outside and the inside of this little cake on my thumb, again, the thumb's in the middle just to try to kind of keep it from getting too tangled. You're still going to get some. You just have to kind of hope for the best and not let it get too tangled. But as you can see, it's adding twist, and it's barber poling because the outside and the inside are different colors at the moment. And you just ply this like you would a 2-ply. And it'll typically give you, you know, a good, for me, normally between 10 and 15 yards, which is enough for that rescue bind off if you run out, which who hasn't? And if it's in a hand spun yarn, it can be a real pain to try to find something that matches it commercially. Just ask Laura. But you can see the little wee cake is getting smaller. I'm going to move my hook. The only thing that's really going to be different about this is at the end it's not going to be two individual strands, it's going to be a loop. Which I'm almost there, so I'll show you guys that. Oops, I got it. It's hard when you don't have a free hand to get that wheel going. By the way, how do you like my fancy sidekick? It is pretty.
We have a whole shocked family going on here.
We do. We have the whole series of non-traditional. The castle, we don't have any of the castle wheel, or the
Traditional wheels.
traditional wheels. All of ours are castle style.
For travelers.
Alright, almost to the end here. So as you get to the end, it's going to get a little bit tangly. Just try to keep it as tangle-free as possible. So now that I'm at the end, because it was all one string, I have a loop. So you can either break it so that it's two strings, or I just leave it together because it's just the very end. It's not going to hurt anything. So you allow it to have the twist that you need, and then you just let it pull in. So now I have a little mini skein that I can wind off, and that can be my rescue in event of emergency.